What if we actually do it? Leave Los Angeles for farm in Portugal, and I end up hating it? That's my real fear. I'm 48, my husband is 60, and we decided to leave Los Angeles and move to a farm in Portugal. A farm. He is a photographer. I am a composer. It still sounds little insane when I say it loud. Usually people dream about leaving the village and moving to the city, especially people who already live in small places. Many of them feel trapped there, like it's hard to get out. When people ask us why, we say simply we cannot afford to live in California anymore, and moving to Portugal feels like the only possible options. But what if the decision is wrong from the start? What if it only feels like we have no choice, and another round of immigrations is just part of my need for changes? I look around and see people who live and work in the same places their entire life. Stable job, stable home, and they are happy. They can build friendship, have family nearby, grow their careers, build routines, and it works. There's a reason stability is such a big value. That's the life people strive for. And my life in Los Angeles, it's built too. I finally learned the language and find friends. But not long ago, I was walking through those beautiful local streets that feels more like a park than a neighborhood. I was staring at roses and magnolias, almost hypnotized, and a strange thought popped up into my head. 20 or 30 years will pass, and I will still be walking those same streets, because you don't just walk away from something like this. This is a dream. And for some reason, it's made me sad. Of course, I pushed that thought away because it feels kind of stupid. But a restless feeling settled inside me, like I urgently need to find something, like I was looking for an exit. Without even realizing it, I start searching for a path, for that moment when your desire and your possibilities finally meet in real life. At some point, I open ChatGPT and ask, which country is the best for me? What happened next I shared in the video why we're moving to Portugal from US. So if you want the full story of how the idea of Portuguese farm was born, start with that video. I am almost 50 and I am ready to give up dream life and run towards something other people run away from. A new country, a new language, a new culture, a new lifestyle. Usually at this stage of life, people do the opposite. They come down and settle down near their family and children. And we are getting ready to leave everyone behind and go to the kind of place people usually try to escape. So I'm crazy? Are we crazy? No. I know what I'm actually afraid of. The scariest thing for me is getting stuck in one moment. So where does the desire for change even come from? Here's what I noticed in myself and others people. When life fits you, it gives you energy. And when you have extra energy, you feel happy. When life stops fitting you, it's not just natural, it starts drain you. Usually that's when the desire of changing appears. Changes, it's always hard and expensive. But leaving everything as it is can be even more expensive. And from what I have seen, there are two basic ways to change your life. First, remove what drains your energy. Quit the job, leave the relationship, step away from environment that squeezes you dry. And second, add what gives you energy. A new love, new place, a hobby that makes you feel alive again. For many years, my default move was number one. If life felt like a dead end, I changed jobs. And my first husband chose completely different kind of change. He changed the family. It was painful. And only years later, I understand it was gift from fate. And almost any big changes, it's not really approved by public opinion. Because changes cost resources, money, time, emotional strength. Getting permission to change, it's hard, even from our own subconscious. When I worked as a business coach for book authors, people kept asking me the same questions. Is it too late for me to start in my age? And what shocked me was who was asking. People at 30s, people at 50s, people at 70s, same fear, same sentence. And I realized it's not questions about age, it's a questions about permission. They are asking where they can allow to want something different. People can't give themselves permission for change, so they use their age as an excuse to say no for themselves. Most of the time we couldn't even let ourselves dream, let alone act. Permission to dream isn't something we are automatically given at the birth. It's a skill, it's a habit, something you can train. If you are into psychology and self-development, you are probably seen the popular version of this. Manifest it, put it out to the universe, think like a millionaire. The message is basically if you learn the right way to want something, the world will give you what you want. But what the point dream about Malibu mansion with an ocean view if I don't have $5 million? If I don't know where to get it, you can send requested to universe all day long, nothing will change. That's clearly the wrong way to want. So here's what I do. I take the standard, prestigious, everyone want this like desire, that resonate with me, and I break it to the parts. Then I try those parts on. What actually important to me? How will it feel when this desire comes through, like on inside? What makes me happy? What makes me tense? What gives me energy? And what drains it? If you look closely, you realize it's not really Malibu, and it's not really the mansion. What I really want is a view from the window, because the view will make me happy every day. And the moment I understand that, the whole task changes. For a view, I don't need a mansion, and Malibu isn't the only place in the world with a view. And honestly, a view of forest and fields might make me even happier than the ocean. That's how the idea of hills in Portugal started to assemble. Living in city considered more prestigious than living in village. And living in Los Angeles sounds especially cool. But crowds drain my energy. Traffic drains my energy. Constant stimulation drains my energy. So I ask, prestigious for whom? Who I am reporting to? Who exactly I'm trying to impress with my zip code? And what do I actually get from the city? Is it worth the daily tensions? For the last 7 years, I basically lived in colleges and courses. The best teachers are all here, nearby. That's probably the biggest value for me. Museums, exhibition, innovations, those matter to me. And people say big city have more opportunity, but now you can learn online. And for crucial events, I can drive to the big city a couple times a year. My work and my creativity are online anyway. And then I really think about that. I realize I don't have to live in the city. What we are told to want doesn't always match what we truly want. Most of the time, it doesn't match at all. At one point, I took a training called Personal Strategies. And the trainer asked questions that knocked me off the balance. If your next 5 years are exactly the same as your previous 5, how will you feel? My immediate reaction was a panic. No, I don't want that. I need tomorrow be better than today. I need progress. And the trainer said, okay, then create a plan. We took a sheet of paper and split in 3 columns. When we made one road for each 5 years block we have left. You can plan all the way until 90s if you want to. If you are 50, that's 8 5 years blocks. So 8 rows. First column, your age range 50, 55, 56, 60 and so on. Second, what you want to do in those 5 years. And third, what you need to learn to make that happen. The trainer said something that stuck with me. In 1 year, you can get a real understanding of almost any profession or hobby. In 5 years, you can become a specialist. In 10 years, you can become a master. This exercise was one of the hardest and most inspiring things I have ever done. The key thing was the time become visible, and I realized that in the time I have left, I could become a master in 4 different fields. The first time I wrote that plan was about 13 years ago, and in it I wrote Argentinian tango, English, immigration, and painting. And I did it one way or another. I don't become a master dancer, and I didn't become a painter, but I spent enough time on those things to fully satisfy my curiosity. Immigration and especially learning the language become my personal achievements. Now it feels like it's time to write a new plan. The list of what I want right now doesn't appear in my head in 1 second. It grew from that same process, thinking, breaking it down, try it on and check what fills me and what drains me. And fear that I would not like the new life I invented, it's still there. But I can reassure myself that the decision was made thoughtfully and consciously, and I have learned to trust myself. Here's what I want now. I want to create a garden on our land in Portugal. I have never done this before, and I have no idea what will come out of it. Time will tell. But my imagination, there is a very clear picture. It's at 6 a.m. I step out the garden path with a cup of tea, and I breathe the morning air. Also, I want to write music with ease. That kind of picture absolutely needs soundtrack. So I will keep studying this art until I become a master. 8 years isn't that long. I want a YouTube channel and real community. I want a community of people who share this passion for changes and self-development. People who want to talk, support each other, and feel less alone. And I want to share practical things that truly help me live better. Small techniques, small shifts, things anyone can do, but the result looks like a magic. For that, I need to learn to feel and edit better, become calmer on the camera, and my desire to create beautiful images and beautiful sounds fit perfectly here. Also, I want to learn Portuguese, because the idea of knowing 3 languages and 3 different cultures, it fascinates me, even if it will be probably the hardest thing for me. I learned English almost from the zero when I was close to 40, and I share my experience in one of my videos on this channel. If you're facing the same challenge, look for that video here. I want a beautiful home. I can't build it myself, but I know my husband dreams about it. He studied architecture, and his whole career he photographed the most incredible houses in the world. So now he can pour all that experience into the project. It's his dream, and I will help as much as I can. I can be part of it. All those dreams can easily fill the next 10-15 years, and I will be busy, and I will be happy. My dreams fill me with energy and give me motivation. But what about fears? What if we do this and I realize I don't like to be a farmer? What is that lifestyle doesn't fit me? Physical work, isolation, routine, responsibility for land, distance from the city, isolation from local community, and so on. Then I ask myself the only questions that helps me check reality. What's the worst case scenario? Worst case, we lose some money. But even then, it will be the adventure of lifetime. And we can sell the farm same way we bought it. Yes, we might lose something, but we will almost certainly gain something too. This is life. And Portugal feels relatively safe to me because investing in the real estate not far from the ocean looks more reliable than investing in the banking system. The real worst case for me, it's everything stays exactly as it is. And honestly, that's already the case. So everything else has a chance to be a better. Subscribe to the channel to see how I will bring all those dreams to life. And I promise to share what I learned along the way. See you!